Hi, Pew community. In this video, we introduce the MakeCode skill ladder. You may wonder what is skill ladder. Take this coding ladder as an example. You can find this coding ladder in the Story of Pew Book 3 Growth and the first chapter of the block programming with Robert Pew. See, you start from here. Then you follow the pink blocks here. This is the main knowledge point, and if you follow the arrow and all the way to the end, then you will become a coding master. Use Microbit, and all the gray block here. It is the project help you to understand the basic concept in the pink session, and in the green blocks is the Robert Pew project to have some fun with Robert Pew. You have to take those basic class first, then try out the gray blocks. After that, when you completely understand the concept, then you do the green project for Robert Pew. For example, let's click this icon. It will lead you to a page hosted by Microbit. This is all the documents and tutorials relate to explain what's the basic blocks of Microbit. For example, if you want to understand what's the show icons doing, it will give you examples, and you can click the edit here to get into this section here in the makecode.microbit.org, and on the right side it is the simulator of Microbit. You can see how code works. For example, here is on star session. You first show a happy face, pause for 1 second, then show a sad face. Then you can click this to show the effect. Basically, when you do this tutorials, then you don't have to load things to Microbit. You can see the effect, and you can write code on the fly to check it out. Say, let's take another example right here, the input. Click the input section. You will go to the very important sector of Microbit inputs. And here you can see how do you use the buttons in Microbit, how do you use the gesture control. Basically, that's a accelerometer in a Microbit, so you can detect whether it's shaking, face up, face down, something like that. And also has what's the compass reading, what's the temperature, what's the rotation of the Microbit, and what's the magnetic field of the Microbit, something like that. So let's take this gesture control as an example, and say you can click this edit button at here. So then you go to the code session. You can see if you shake it on shake, you can see basically whenever you shake it, you will pick a random number from 0 to 2 to 9, and if you change it, so you can change the logo up, logo down, something like that. So tilt left, tilt right, you can see your code effect right away right here. So this is tilt left, tilt right, tilt left, tilt right. Yeah, so basically you can quickly build up your skill level by working on those exercises. And then, for example, right here, if you get used to those very interesting concepts, for example, after you understand what is music, then you can come here to say, hey, how do you compose a song? Then that's the shared session for you can we post online, so you can click the edit code here, then you go to the our example code. For example, right here, so we compose a song. Each song has say you can play those songs for say for some number of bits. then you can basically play the sound and you turn on. As you can see, so that's the way you compose the sound. Or you, if you already have a note, you can just use that to play a really nice sound. And after that, you can do your math training. You can build, say the most, and when you go all, when you understand what is math, what's the logic, what's if else, what's a loop statement, and now how do you use a variable, how do you use functions, use an array and a tags, and how do you use a radio, how do you show the image. Then we'll go to a really fun session. For example, this is a game session. Say when you understand the gain session, there's lots of learning material here, because how do you, what's the gain elements you can use to do the microbit, right? Then you can do a lot of like a fun game. For example, this is a famous space invader game. So you can take a look at how do we do the programming here. So use button A and button B to move left and right, and you can see on the bottom it's you, and on the top there's a spaceship. If the spaceship collide with your ship, again over something like that. So it's here, and it also has a fun game with a robot pew, so you can play again with robot pew all together. In the end, if you really understand every pieces here, then you will achieve the end goal of robot pew. You make robot pew can dance, can do autopilot. So then you can start to program really advanced feature for robot pew, and make the robot pew smart. This is basic skill ladder. So hopefully you will take time and have patience to learn every pieces of the programming elements, and enjoy the fun you get from the robot pew.